Yo, welcome back to another fantasy football podcast with Mitch and Ben. However, this week is a little bit different. I do not have Ben. I have my good old pal, Steve. How you doing, bud?
Hey, I'm fine. How are you?
Doing pretty good. So, Steve, thanks for being on. Ben warned us that there would be some weeks this year that he would not be able to partake in this podcast, but that's why we have great people in the league, such as yourself, to join.
I'm
You
so great.
You actually reached out to me last week, and it was funny how this worked out. You reached out to me last week, and you told me, you're like, "Hey, Mitch, I'm off Thursday and Friday. I could be on the podcast if you need me." Then it wasn't like 2 hours later. Ben texted me. He's like, "Hey, I'm not gonna be on the podcast next week, just FYI." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, I got it covered already. Didn't have to do a thing."
Yeah. Well, I know. I think you like to try to have everybody on, and when if I have a chance, be like, hey, I'm going to be off. So
Yeah, and I really do appreciate you reaching out, and that really goes for anybody in the league. If you want to be a special guest, I mean, it doesn't just have to be Ben and I or me and one other person. I could have you guys have seen it. I've had up to four people on an episode. It was a long episode. We still got to do our hot wings or hot ones challenge episode again, which I'm all down for,
mm,
Drew. If you want to do it, I am down. I think it'd be cool to bring other people involved, but that's a topic for another day. So, but anyways, Steve, how are you feeling about football in general? How are you feeling about the Chiefs? How are you feeling about your fantasy football team?
the Chiefs back in 20, I guess it was 2019, 2020, when they were down big to the Texans. I was just like, and they came back. I was just like, well, I'm never going to until the game is over. I'm never going to count them out. And they didn't look that great against the Chargers, and they didn't look that great against the Eagles. They didn't look that good against the Giants, but none of those games were as a blowout. I thought if there was going to be any blowout, it was going to be the Eagles. The defense is still playing hard.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'm not going to give a bunch of excuses, so
Oh no, I
because
mean
I could.
you call it how it is, and I think that's the right way to do it. You and I both know what the Chiefs are capable of, and I think anybody ruling them out already are fools. They haven't been watching football
Yeah,
these past 5, 6, 7 years. Um,
right.
so I think Chiefs still have a long ways to go yet, and for what it's worth, I think they're still going to be in the playoffs.
100%. They're not missing the playoffs, even if they lose this weekend against the Ravens.
I agree. So, how you feeling about fantasy football? I talked pretty harsh on your team, and your team's
It
doing
was
pretty
it
good,
was
Steve.
it was the draft that could have been great.
I mean, the season's not over yet, though, right?
That's true. That's
But
true.
but
But I'm
yeah,
not gonna
how
lie,
you feeling
that
about your team?
good. I I mean, I walked out of that draft saying, well, I I threw a bunch of rookies in there at wide receiver, hoping at least one of them would stick. Two of them have stuck. Roma Dunze is a
Jeez,
nice addition.
that's a surprise to me. Like I knew he's capable. It's just I think
Right.
he's really solidifying as the number one wide receiver on that team.
100%. Um, Otherwise, I mean, I don't. It just doesn't seem like there's any like. Well, I guess Jonathan Taylor's been really good for Orschland, and or is he Orschland?
Yeah, he's on
Yeah.
Orscheln's.
Um, there just hasn't been like. I don't know. It's only 3 weeks. There's no like huge games, and I say that knowing that Jonathan Taylor just had a huge game, honestly, but lots of injuries, lots of chaos. Fantasy football is a fickle,
Oh yeah,
not nice lady.
That's why you don't get
So,
emotionally attached to your team because you could go back to back weeks and lose some players.
hmm well, you could go one week and score 150, and then the next score
50 burger.
87.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure we've seen
So,
that. Not this year,
yeah.
but we've seen it in the past. So,
So,
all right. Well, to just keep this flow going, so what are the top teams in the league right now, in your opinion, Steve? Who would you put at 1 and 2?
I think I had to put myself at one because I mean I'm averaging like 110 points a week, and I know I had 130 the first week, but that's with like a 80% efficiency score.
Yep.
So, um, the number two, man, I I like Sam's team. Um,
He should be 3-0. I got lucky the week I beat him.
yeah, I don't really. Andy's got nice players, but I think injuries and just stuff is gonna take him down here. He's gonna fall down the rankings, I think, the next like 2 weeks. But he's got a good team, so Andrew still him and I 1 and 2.
So I would agree with that assessment. Him losing Lamb does hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think I will barely give him the edge over you. I think the rookies will that status will catch up a little bit, but your team, I think it's going to be consistently good all year. I have no reason to believe otherwise at this point. I think we're going to be seeing. I might be a little biased, a better fantasy wise Jalen Hurts from here forward after this past week. I think that offensive coordinator wants to keep a job in Philly after this year. He's going to need to let Jalen do his thing. Um, just attack. But I like
Mm-hmm.
Andrew's team. Uh, Small edge over you. If CD was healthy, I'd put him. It'd be a distant. I just think that highly of his team. Him getting Jonathan Taylor. If you remember me saying like that is a potential first round value.
Oh,
Um,
for sure.
and then Daniel Jones. My goodness. Could you imagine being a Giants fan if Daniel Jones has a great year and
Saquon leaves, wins the Super Bowl.
well,
Daniel Jones leaves.
so the Colts are playing. They're playing the Rams this week, and if the Colts beat the Rams and Daniel Jones performs again, he's going to be in the MVP discussion, the early MVP discussion. You know how sick those Giants fans would be? They'd go back to back years. We had a quarterback and we had a running back. What is wrong
Yeah,
with our upper management?
I think
So,
it's all coaching. I think it's coaching. I think Steichen and Indy has gotten the best out of Daniel Jones.
well, he's a
So,
good coach. I think he's. I really liked him whenever he was in Philly.
well, sure.
He was one I never wanted to see go, but I get it. So,
Hmm.
um,
Yeah.
uh, who do you have at your bottom?
Um. Well, unfortunately, I think it has to be Cam at the moment. Um. I don't know. Have you just had a bunch of like points on your bench, or
Um,
have you just had like injuries or something? Because I know you haven't scored.
it's
I mean,
I haven't scored some. Yeah, and my bench it varies. So my bench, I have depth. I just don't have what I'll call home run hitters every single week.
oh,
Like week 1 and week 2. I had Joe Burrow. He wasn't worth anything, and I kind of expected that. But I would
Uh-huh.
score over 100 points, but I wouldn't even have like 8 points out of Joe Burrow. And I'm like, my team is performing. I just don't have. I'm not playing at a quarterback essentially. And then
Yeah.
the week I played against Sam, week 2, my team did fine. It wasn't great. It wasn't bad. Sam's team performed well. It's just his Monday night players just did it. They flopped. He should have beat me by about 9 or 11 points, and I just happened to win by like less than a point. Last week was
Mm.
awful. I tried my makeshift wombo combo. I had to have it at least once, and well, it backfired. So, um,
For 70, yeah.
yeah. So it's I think I do have significant injuries now that I'm dealing with. I think with me, I'm gonna put Cameron at the bottom. I'm gonna refrain from putting me there at the bottom. I think my team is among the bottom now, but I have a winning record.
Well, I
So
just wanted to ask because I saw the points for was on the lower end,
yeah,
but yeah,
I don't think there's been a
I
single
mean,
week I played a quarterback that scored more than 10 points.
mm,
So
I I think it's between Drew and uh, gosh dang it,
well, Mark
Kemp.
Kemp,
Yeah, I don't like Kemp's team.
he's
Well,
he's a lot of old guys, and
it's, yeah, it's just not. I think Zay Flowers is no, that's Drew's team. Yeah, I mean, I think the standings reflect
yeah.
the bottom two. So
No, and looking
I
at the
don't know.
standings, there's only 5 teams with a winning record. Only five. 7 teams in the league have a losing record. But
I can't believe that
nobody
everybody
has
has at
lost.
least one win.
Yeah, and only one person's undefeated. So, all right, Steve, what's your top 3 NFL teams? Got to do it in order.
Um,
You could go
and the
3-1 or 1-3. It's however you want to do it.
let's go 3-1. I like the Rams. The Rams are playing pretty good. They always play the Eagles hard. The last, at
Oh
least the
yeah.
last two games, last year in the playoffs and this year. Rams, Bills, Eagles, and I mean, clearly the Eagles played, I think, offensively their best football last week.
Oh, I would agree.
Um, I don't think, I don't know, they need, they just got to keep playing the way they're playing, I guess. I mean, it used to be the whole thing was defense and running the ball. They do that as good as anybody,
Hmm.
and Hurts can throw it. So, and they got two of the league's best wide receivers.
They do.
So,
Um. Well.
and each one of them, uh, Brown plays great against man.
Oh yeah. Oh, he's
Smith
like the
plays
best
great
wide
against
receiver.
zone.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's whatever you want to throw at them. Let's just throw to the other one. So that's my three. I think. Um, I don't. That's it pretty well. So
So, well, I'm going to continue to keep the Eagles at number 1 until they lose. They will stay there. Um, I know going into week 3, I had some big questions about offense. I still have some questions about offense. Like, can you guys do that kind of thing consistently? How much
mhm.
of it is just new offensive coordinator? This is really his first time playing calls. Did they learn something about themselves last week? Um, we'll see. But as long as you're winning, I'm going to put them there. And the Eagles have played two teams that were in the playoffs last year. One of them being the Super Bowl rematch. Yeah, like I said in last week's episode, Eagles didn't win that game. The Chiefs lost it. But still going to Arrowhead, that's a tough place to play.
For
And
sure.
but they still got the job done. They did what the Chiefs did in past years. Don't lose the game. Just don't lose it.
Yeah,
So
they're doing what the Chiefs did last year. I mean, just like you said, they're
so
doing everything they can to win.
mhm.
They're not pulling a Lions and being 52 to 21.
Yeah,
They're just winning the game.
yeah. Uh,
So
number two, I got to go Bills. I think Josh Allen is reminding us why he was league MVP. Um, I really like Josh Allen. They're going to go to the Super Bowl unless they got to play the Chiefs in the playoffs. So as long as they don't play the Chiefs, they're going to Super Bowl. Number three. So this one was the tough one for me. It was number three. I'm gonna put the Chargers there, and the reason why, I know their strength of schedule has been weak, but going back to back to back division games, that is tough to do. And they Herbert's playing like what a lot of people thought he's capable of. And so I think because of those reasons, I put him at three. I really wanted to put the Colts here, um, but they haven't really played very. Like I think teams that they played, I think total 1-8 record right now. Like they haven't played really good teams yet, but they're playing really really good
mhm.
football. Um, I considered the Bucks. I'm a little nervous about this weekend because Eagles suck playing the Buccaneers down in Tampa. We just have a history of losing down there because it's hot. But the Buccaneers should have lost to the Jets. So I think that's kind of the only reason. Like it's not like they almost lost to a good team. They almost lost to a bad team. And they
Yeah.
should have lost. So otherwise, I mean, I think Baker Mayfield, he's something else. The more I see him play, the more I like Baker. He just has that. I don't know. He has that attitude, like don't mess with me, and I'm gonna do this my way, and it's not in like a cocky way, but in a thrilling, like exciting way.
It's almost like Favre,
I think that's
just
a good way to put it.
confident,
Yeah.
just confident.
So,
So
all right.
I like how he got it. He got his bell rung last week or the week before, whenever they played the Texans, so 2 weeks ago, and then he just got up.
Oh
He
yeah.
looked like he was hurt, and he got up and straight to
Oh, he was ready to go.
old CJ Gardner Johnson. When's he coming back to the Eagles?
I so Eagles made a comment like we're happy. Um, so I really
We're
don't
happy
know.
to not have this mouthy little jack wagon on
Could
our
be. I mean, there's a
team.
reason we didn't pay him. Um, so but who knows? I mean,
Hmm.
a player could get hurt this upcoming week, then we go pick him up. So
Right.
I have a feeling he'll be on our team here in the next 2 weeks. So
Hmm.
all right, we're gonna get into week four matchups. Um, I don't want to, but we're gonna start with my game first. Um, Steve, I'm gonna let you start with this. We are recording this episode during the Thursday night football game, so there will be some scores that might already kind of teeter towards someone's favor or not. So just know that as you're watching this episode this week. So, but Steve, floor is yours.
uh, going with Clark. We're talking about yours, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Uh, I like Daniel Jones. I like I like Jacobs against Dallas. Ken Walker over Algier, no question. I think your other two wide receivers are toss up. Um, I think if anybody's gonna, I don't know, Neighbors is gonna get a bunch of targets, but I don't know if they're gonna matter for much, just because they don't have to guard against anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'm a big fan of Tyler Warren.
Oh, me too. Me too.
I'm hopeful that Worthy plays this week and can take a little bit of pressure off of Kelsey, but who knows?
Yeah.
Judkins. I like Clark this week, so I think he should play Drake May over Purdy.
Ooh.
Purdy's not anything special, I don't think. Um, he has Pearsall and McCaffrey for weapons, and that's it. Drake May's playing Carolina and can run the ball.
Hey, they
Purdy's
put
not
up
running the
30
ball.
on Atlanta last week.
Yeah, I know that, but
Uh,
May's not playing on defense.
yeah, I know.
And Ken Walker's having a decent game already
Oh yeah.
this week.
I mean, he's already halfway to his projection.
Yep. I think you having to play Algier or Rodriguez is a big cause for concern for you.
I am hurting at running back.
Mm-hmm. So
So
you,
going with Clark, huh?
yep.
Well, I agree. I really have no business winning this week. I have a big glaring issue at running back. If Jacobs, I mean, he's questionable. I reckon he'll play against Dallas, but imagine if he was out, man, I would have the nastiest running back combo this week. So
You'd probably
it's,
get a bunch of buy low offers for somebody, Jacobs or I don't even know who else you got.
I mean, I have three running backs. I got Mixon in my IR spot, and it's looking more and
Oh,
more like he might not even play this year. So
ooh,
if well, and think of it this way too: if Texans are doing terrible, they continue to do terrible. Like let's say they get to 1-5, they'll be more than likely not to play him this year.
right.
So it's one of those things. Now I will say this week, some of you all out there know I've been trying to at least explore some trades, try to get some value on players. The fact that I'm 2-1, I'm not in sweat mode yet because injuries could still happen. Like some, hopefully nothing happens to Bijan. But let's say something happens to Bijan this week, I'm right back in the fight. I have probably one of the better backup running backs that you could have.
Oh, for
Um,
sure.
uh, Daniel Jones, he's been doing really good fantasy wise, so I might be just fine at quarterback.
I think
Maybe.
you're just fine at quarterback. I was talking more about
Oh yeah. Oh,
Clark's team.
oh well. I think let's say I even had it a serviceable running back. Let's say that was averaging about 10 to 11 points. I would still pick Clark. I think his team has more upside um, this week. If I'm going to win this week, Clark's team isn't going to show up, and I'm going to win by scoring less than 100 points. Like that's
Mm-hmm.
what I need to win this week. I fully expect to lose. I'm not trying any black magic. That's not my game. Um, the only other way I'll win is if Denver somehow scores 30 going against Cincinnati. So,
Right.
uh, but no, I give this to Clark. He'll be 2-2, and I'll be 2-2 after this week.
Real quick,
Yeah.
we our league is very competitive. Get your out players out of your off your bench.
Wait, what?
Clark has McCarthy still on his bench when he's out.
Uh, One thing I can't see on the web version if uh
If
if
you go
his
to, you'd have to go to his team, but
I have to go to his team. Does he have anybody in the higher spots?
Mm.
buddy, bud. You know
Yeah.
what? You're gonna lose this week just for making stupid mistakes. I'm picking me. I'm changing it. And whenever
Not
I
maximizing.
and whenever I beat you 75-72, I'll be the first one to say you suck. Use your IR spot, Clark. All right, moving on. Next one. We're gonna go right down the list. We got AJ versus Cam. Uh,
Oh,
I'll
buddy.
I will start this one off. Gonna pick AJ and Tommy. There's outside like Cameron has good running backs. That's the only thing I'm giving him credit for here. Dak has shown that he's being inconsistent. I think Micah Parsons is gonna have a heyday. Um, I hope whenever Mike is there, the fans are gonna start booing so hard at Jerry Jones, and they should. Um, and I know you already got 5.5 points from McBride. Uh, Najigba doesn't really have anything at this moment in time, but AJ still projected to beat you by AJ and Tommy are still projected to beat you by roughly 10 points at this point in time.
Hmm.
Um,
Well, Cameron doesn't have a kicker either, but
oh, he doesn't, and that's usually how that goes. But I'm still gonna
hmm
pick AJ and Tommy. Um, yeah, I just there's with I, there's too many. Like I hate Waddle. I hate Waddle. I say that every single week, and it's not because it's Waddle. It's because the team he's on.
yeah,
But I get it.
not Waddle. It's Tua.
Yeah. But I'm gonna give this to AJ Tommy. Honestly, jeez. AJ Tommy, quarterback, running backs. Honestly, no, I'll give this to AJ and Tommy this week, only because the Tampa Bay is playing Philly. I think they'll handle Irving. Cleveland shut down the running game with the Packers last week too. The matchups for AJ and Tommy are just
Cameron.
much more favorable.
Oh yeah,
Um,
the running back matchups are for sure.
yep. So I'm gonna give it to AJ and Tommy. I don't think Cameron's gonna break 100 points this week. Even though with the kicker he'd be projected over that, I don't think he's gonna break 100. AJ and Tommy will hit about their projected, maybe get to 110.
Yeah, I mean, I would say I like Love more than Prescott this week. Um, AJ's got a good team as usual. Uh, I mean, if Brian Thomas ever gets going, look out. Uh, I think Tootin and Ridley and their flexes are pretty. It's a wash. Ridley hasn't done what he was supposed to do at all this year, so
Mm-mm.
I like AJ and Tommy also. I don't have a whole lot of insight,
Okay.
but AJ's got a good team, and Cam. I mean, a lot of like Pacheco just hasn't worked out this year yet. His other running backs are great, but got a lot of tough matchups. So
All right. We're gonna move right along. We're gonna move to Orscheln and Little Josh.
little Josh, that guy, that guy.
So Steve, you go and start this one off.
Um. Well, Mitch, I know you're gonna say you should start Caleb Williams. So,
No, I'm not gonna say that.
um, Andy's team is uh, a little bit more well-rounded. I think. I think he's no. Josh's team definitely has more upside. I think, and I know that Andy scored like 150 last week, but that's Josh's team has just as much upside. Like Kyron Williams can score 30. Trey Benson, I don't know yet. Herbert's good for a good 20 at least. Chase can score an unlimited amount of points. Just like Garrett Wilson scored 30 on me last week or whatever he scored. And he's just I don't think they're going to push Tucker Craft very hard this week because I don't think they're going to have to against Dallas. He's got a lot of tough matchups. I'm going to go Josh, honestly.
Well, I'm gonna say this, Josh. I'm happy you're listening to me about your team. Before you had two Bears you were playing. Now I don't see a single one in your starting lineup. You're growing. You're learning. Um, with that said, I think Andrew's team is the number one team for a reason, and he will win this week. I think it will be close. Um, I love Hurts. I love Taylor this week. Javante Williams, I think they're going to leverage him even more a little bit. Worthy, is he? So I know he was a full participant at practice this week or
Yeah, I think
today.
they're still wanting him to today. Yeah, I think they're still wanting him to wear a like a harness type deal
Well, you
just to
should.
help with stabilization. Yeah, he should, but how much is that going to hinder him? And is he actually going to be an integral part of the offense?
See, I think
Even if he's even if he's not, and he's just at 50%, but 50% don't affect his legs. He can still run up and down the field all day long.
yeah, I'd keep him out of the middle of the field because, man, if I'm playing against him,
100%.
pop him once on that side.
Mm-hmm.
And there's nothing wrong with that. Like I'm gonna hit you hard, and I'm gonna make sure you feel it. And because if you're out here cleared to play, then I'm gonna hit you like you're cleared to play. So, but they pay attention to that stuff. These defensive players, like if you're aching there, I'm gonna make sure you feel it if you come in my area.
Right.
I think if they keep Worthy on the outside to help stretch the field, maybe he'll get a bomb or two. Baltimore doesn't have a great defense, so I think there's potential there. Um, Keenan Allen, jeez, is Lad McConkey the third best wide receiver on that team this year? Which is nuts. Like I could argue that wide receiver core on the Chargers is one of the best in the league, and that was unexpected because you're seeing Keenan Allen. It's like he never left. Johnston, he's doing
Yeah.
great. And then you still got Lad. So I don't know. Like looking at this, it's going to be a close matchup. The only player on this team I don't like for Andrew is Higgins. Uh, Playing against Denver at Denver, lots of question marks there. I like Pittman a lot more than Higgins because of the matchup. Um, Kicker, dude, Boswell, man, Andrew finally got something right. Maybe that's the key for his success. If you draft a good kicker, you'll have a good team. Um,
Yeah.
but
Well, he only had three points last week.
oh, oh yeah, I guess that's right. So weeks before that, he was having some big weeks, I think.
Yeah.
But anyways, this will be a close game. I think both teams will perform well. I'm gonna give it to Andrew only because I think his team is better. It won't surprise me if this is a number one and number two team this week.
Yeah.
So,
I'm going to say 108 to 106, Josh.
all right, all right. Well, I hope you're right, so that way Andrew loses,
Mm-hmm.
and then we can
Mm-hmm.
say we have no undefeated people. So,
And Andy would lose.
yep. All right, we are gonna move on to the next one. We got Drew against you, Steve, and I'm gonna start this off. Um, I mean, I'll break this down by position. Allen over Mayfield. Uh, I like Mayfield, just not against Philly. Once again, I might be biased. But against the Philly defense, Yeah. And Josh Allen against New Orleans, I think he'll do just fine. Uh, Looking at the running backs, I mean, surely Atlanta's going to rebound from last week, get Bijan going. I know you are playing Washington, which they're respectable, but they're having their own issues they got to deal with.
Hmm.
Um, but I like Steve. I like your running backs more. Not that I hate Drew's running backs. Wide receivers, I don't like McMillan. I can't help it. How has he even been doing? He's
Uh,
had you one really good week or a good solid week. The other ones have been like okay, like he's getting you some points, nothing spectacular.
he's averaging 9 targets a week. 9, 10,
Which
8.
which that's important. You just hope it starts actually. Yeah, and then man, you are
Right.
playing what 1, 2, 4 rookies. Your team just hurts my eyes because of that. But it's working. It's working. Um, so I do like Zay Flowers this week. Uh, don't like London. He's to me he's inconsistent. I like Odunze more. Uh, Goddard, Ferguson. I'm gonna call that a wash. It varies. Honestly, I actually edge to Ferguson with Lamb being out. You're gonna have to spread that out a little bit more in Dallas. Um,
He's had 26 targets the last 2 weeks.
yeah. For flex for how much I like Nico Collins, Steve. I mean, this is your keeper. This is one of your keepers. Like this, I know Chris Godwin is he actually back this week,
I don't know. I think he
but
practiced in full at least one day this week,
but
if not two. But
you have the number one receiver on this team. I still love Evans. He's old. We've been saying he's old for like 5 years now. I feel like, but
right,
he's the future right here, man. So kicker. I
so
mean, you have the best kicker in the game. Depending on how that results in fantasy points, we'll see. Uh,
right.
Defense. So this one's interesting. I don't. Houston against Tennessee. I get the matchup. Philly against Tampa. I think Philly against Tampa has a higher ceiling, but Houston's the safer play. I'm gonna call it a wash, but I think going through this, I think there's just way too much firepower, especially with Josh Allen and Bijan. I think personally they're both going to score above their projections. Um, yeah, Steve, you will score north of 100 points. I'd even say over 110. Drew, I think you do hit 100. You just won't have enough firepower. And I think the big difference is some of Steve's players will hit some home runs this week.
Home run hitters.
Home run hitters.
uh,
But
I
with
like.
that said, Drew, I'm rooting for you. Help prove my point. He has 4 rookies. It's still against every fiber that's working.
Uh-huh.
But anyways, go for it.
I like Mayfield. Uh, the matchup is awful, or it's not great, and not having Evans, like especially if he doesn't have uh Godwin, which I wouldn't think Godwin plays, but even if he does, he's not going to be 100%. Kamara's I think his only path to relevance is a bunch of catches. Even though I'm playing the Texas defense against Tennessee, I don't see Nick Chubb having much more than his projection if he does hit it.
Hmm.
Um, you know, McMillan just hasn't hit his big game yet. He hasn't caught a touchdown yet, I don't think. Um, no,
Mm-mm.
and he's still 9.5, 16, 6.5. And I mean that 6.5 was against Atlanta when they scored 30 points and didn't
Yep.
need him. And he's missed a few big plays over this season.
Yep.
Uh London, I thought he was going to be great this year, and he still can be because he's still a great wide receiver. But he just, I think he did the exact same thing last year as he's doing right now. I don't think they're going to need Goddard. I think the Cowboys are going to need Ferguson. So, uh, I hope Baker Mayfield throws 4 touchdowns and all 4 of them go to Ipuka.
So one thing I will say with this, Steve, if Quinion Mitchell is on him, he's not going to have a good day. The one thing I like with what they do with Mitchell, they will put him on somebody and he shuts him down. Like he might get 3 or 4 catches, but Quinion Mitchell just is not. He just shuts down players. But whenever they played against the Cowboys, they put Quinion Mitchell on Pickens, not Lamb, because they don't want Pickens to just catch these bombs. And they decided to play Mitchell against one player, then rest defense take care of everything else. So it'll be interesting to see what they do with him.
Mm.
So be watching for that. If they don't man him up with if they don't put Mitchell on him, he'll have a good day. If they put Mitchell on him, he doesn't score 10.
I mean, 10 is still a decent day.
I
You
said
know,
he doesn't
and
score 10.
oh, okay, 9.5 is still. Yeah, I mean,
But it's hard saying
that's
what
the
they'll do.
thing. It's right. I still think I win,
Yeah, I do too.
and I think I win by 10 at least. So
Drew, I'm rooting for you. I just don't like your chances.
yeah.
All right. Oh boy, the screen got all messed up here. Moving on, we got 2 more matchups. We got Sam and Ben uh, going at it. Steve, I'll let you start this one.
Um, Scatterboom.
That's a high
Uh,
projection.
yeah. What? Wow. Um. Gosh. Uh. I mean, clearly we saw Ben's team go off last week,
Mm-hmm.
so it's not. And I saw in the league in the standings he was like 6th now, and he was way down there.
Yeah, well, he's
Um.
he's in 6th at 1-2, so it's
Right.
um.
You are the best of the losing teams,
Mm-hmm.
supposedly. um. Yeah, I think. Oh man, Ben or Sam's team has done pretty good this year.
Yeah.
And I would like it a lot more if Jaden Daniels was playing. I don't know if he is or not, but at the same time, Bo Nix is playing Cincy. I don't. I still like Sam. I like Sam's team. I think James Cook is going to have a great week. I don't think Scadaboo's going to get 15, but I mean, if he gets a touchdown, I think. I mean, he had 6 catches, I think, last week.
Yeah,
It's
I
just
mean,
a
I just think with Dart playing this
that's
week,
a
I don't know.
man.
It's hard to know what to expect. Uh,
That too.
so if Dart goes out there and plays well, then he probably will have a good game.
Right.
There's no really NFL tape on Dart. So
I like Sam. He's got a higher floor, I think.
I would agree.
And I think Jency's actually going to do something this week. So, uh, Ben needs his 2 big wide receivers to do something, to have good games. Cuz even I don't think Mahomes' ceiling's very high this week. Well,
Well, it's Baltimore.
yeah. He's going to have to play really well. Ben's going to need his players to play really well, I think. Because Sam, like you said earlier, should be 3-0. You just squeaked it out. But his teams, I mean, I know projections or whatever, but you can't have a bad team and be projected 111. But Ben's team is also projected 107. So that's nothing to shake a stick at either.
Mm-mm.
It's going to be close unless Ben's wide receivers have great games.
So I'm going to agree with you. I'm going to go with Sam. I do think this is game of the week. This will be the closest game. I do think they will both be right there around 110. Um, it's right now. I guess my biggest criticism right now with Ben's team, and this might not be the final lineup. He's playing two Denver players, a running back and a wide receiver. Um, and I get it. You are playing Cincinnati, and maybe that's why. But I mean, you do have Hubbard, and I think he's going to play. I could be wrong. That you could
I was
throw in
literally
there,
just looking at him. Mm-hmm.
but I get it, and it's also that I mean he could be playing both of those. To where it's like if Nix does good, I mean if Nix does good, and that's going to other players, then that's not going to bode well. Good for that. That just won't bode well for Ben. Um,
Right.
uh, I think the biggest risk on Sam's team is uh Scataboo. Did I say his name right? Scataboo.
Yeah.
Okay, the tongue twister. Um, Olave. I mean, to me, I don't think he's hit his projection yet, but I think he's hit double digits every week, or pretty close. Well,
Yeah.
almost nine, then 10. So it's like you'll probably get about that. Genty's the big question mark on Sam's team. I think a lot of
Mm-hmm.
people are expecting more points out of him. I'm not. I mean, he's a rookie. He's doing what I would kind of expect out of a rookie.
Right.
That's one of those where like this is what I was expecting your rookies to do, Steve. Yet he gets the top rookie in the whole draft, and we're getting rookie like play, and then yours is all showing up and doing their thing. So, man, it's if Ben went, it's going to be because we see Jefferson, Brown, and Andrews show up.
Mm-hmm.
Andrews and Brown showed up last week, and they do it again. Uh, I'm trying to recall. I usually Mark Andrews has big games against the Chiefs, doesn't he?
No.
No, is he
Last
usually shut
year,
down? So is it the opposite of what I'm thinking then? Oh, it was
uh,
Isaiah Likely that had a big game and then
yeah.
had his toes out of bounds.
Yep. The tip
Okay,
of his big toe.
should have cut it off. So it's game of the week, boys. I think it's honestly it's a coin flip. I'm gonna if I had to pick, I'm gonna give it to Sam.
Yeah.
So
I think Cook and Nakua,
hmm
and they're gonna. I think Nix, Cook, and Nakua are all gonna have big games.
yep.
Or surpass their expectations, I think, because they got great matchups. So
So all right, we're gonna move on to the last game. We got Kemp against Mike. I'll start this one. Once again, we're already. I mean, the Arizona game. Oh, hey Joey. Sorry, I got my cat underneath my feet. Uh, anyways, we're already halfway through this game with Arizona versus Seattle. Kyler Murray only has 2.34 points. I know at the time of the draft, I get why he took Murray whenever he did. Is really one of those low risk, high rewards type of things. It's just not panning out right now. He's not putting up big points that we know he's capable of. Honestly, like if this was my team, I'd probably almost play Geno because there's a higher ceiling. There's also a low floor. I think it's one of those. It'll be a boom or bust, and I don't think he'll get boom or bust out of Kyler. I think he'll get a consistent 10 to 20 points out of him. That's just
yeah,
my feeling for what I'm seeing.
10, 15. 20 is a little extravagant.
Um, I mean, I like the matchups on Kemp's team, but you're already falling behind.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I don't like the Burden play. I know he had a big week. I get it. What's your bench look like? Honestly, I'd probably play Scary Terry, assuming he plays, and that's only if Daniels, Jaden Daniels plays as well.
I'm looking at McLaurin, and it's not won't need surgery, but not looking good for week 4. So
Probably okay. So I get it. Man. So Mike's team. This team pisses me off probably more than it pisses your team pisses me off, and you
yeah.
know why. And
Oh yeah.
Steve, you should be a strong advocate for this
Oh, I've
to
seen it.
tell.
I've seen it
Oh, you
be terrible.
you've lived this.
Yep.
You
Saints against the Cowboys
and
lives
man,
in the back of my head.
I've never like I hate the Cowboys with a passion. I've never rooted so hard for the Cowboys before. That win was it was beautiful. Because I even said I'm like I shouldn't win this game, but if Cowboys just just put them in their place, which they might, great. That's how I'm gonna win. Your team that year just dominated, but your team was just so dependent on the Saints.
Mhm.
So Mike, I get it. If it's working, why not? It's one of those you might make it to the playoffs, and you might do this triple combo. Gosh, it's gonna bite you in the butt. You
Yep.
you will lose doing this. Uh, you might win this week, you might win next week, but whenever you need to win the most, this will be your downfall. I'm gonna bet ice cream on that. Um, with that said, I'm in need of a running back. If you have any interest in trading with me, I'm open to ears. Um, but anyways, Mike's team. If Detroit does good, I mean he's gonna win. He's living and dying with Detroit. If Detroit gets shut down, he's gonna lose. I'm gonna keep it that simple. I do think Detroit's gonna take care of business. They are playing at home against Cleveland, so that helps. Cleveland does have a good defense, but I think Lions will handle business at home just fine. Um,
Yeah.
outside of this, I mean, I like your matchups, like who your players are playing against. Kemp, I think you're already too far behind with Murray, and Burden is he's no, I don't like it. I just don't. I need to see more of Burden before I'll put faith in him. Oh, I know why Joey's under my feet. I got a reflection off my watch and he's playing.
I would like uh I would like Kemp more this week if Murray was having a decent game and Detroit was playing in Cleveland. Since they're playing at
Mm.
home, I like them a lot more over Cleveland. Um yeah, my I mean Montgomery's not going to have 150 yards on like 12 carries every week. So that's not going to happen this week. Might get a touchdown. The only way he's going to get his projection is if he gets a touchdown.
Hmm.
Uh, I think Green Bay is going to focus on Pickens a lot. I like Henry. Henry's a sneaky play. He just every year he just seems to have these stretches where he does really well, and it's just nobody pays attention to him because he's just old and been around a long time and doesn't have a super high ceiling.
Past few
Well, I
weeks,
guess
I
he
mean, is
does
he
have a
gonna?
super high ceiling, but his floor is the floor of floors. So,
What's is he gonna fumble this week?
nope, nope, sure handed. I like Mike this week. I mean, it's that is being helped majorly by Murray's lack of a game right now.
Yep.
Um, I think I would still play Chase Brown over Warren for sure. I think Pittsburgh is going to struggle against Minnesota. That defense is scary.
It is.
But I like Mike.
So, all right.
Because
Well, huh?
Mike's averaging over 100 points this
Yeah.
year.
Oh,
So
it's the Lions have the last 2 weeks they've been blowing up, and Mike's getting points out of his players. That's
mhm,
what's doing it. So,
right.
um, so all right, that was the final matchup. Um, we made it through the week 4 matchup. So, um, next, what I want to talk about, um, and I'm gonna have this topic next week with Ben because I think he's a little passionate about it. He didn't realize I was gonna talk about this, but he sent me a text message about really, I guess, his preferred type. And what I'm talking about, we got to get a belt, a trophy, or a helmet picked out this year.
Mhm.
So Mike, so as a reminder, you all know he reset the league and he opted to keep the belt. And then the league name this year, the Seven Bailey Cup 2. And what Ben sent me a message of, he's like, Mitch, we should get something that looks like the Stanley Cup on top of a trophy so you could drink out of it. And I'm like, okay, so that kind of hinted right there. If that's what he's thinking, he wants a trophy. And to be fair, he's never been a fan of the belt. So I think he's going to be a strong advocate for us going to a trophy this year. But I want everybody in the league to be thinking. I'm going to be putting a poll out this upcoming week, and you'll probably get an option to vote twice, or you can vote for two things. Um, it'll be a belt, trophy, or helmet. And then after that poll closes, I'll take the top two as an option. Then we'll do a single final vote. And then from there, we'll start working on customizing it to our liking for the league. So, but yeah, Steve, do you have any preference? I know you haven't, not to put salt in the wound or anything. You haven't really had the trophy or belt experience. I didn't have the experience with the belt last year. Neither did or last. You know what I mean.
Mhm.
And I know neither did you. But do you have a preference for what we should do for the league?
Uh, trophy, belt, helmet,
Trophy, belt, and
and
helmet.
helmet is a distant third.
Okay.
Um, trophy, just the belt would be better if we were all like able to hang out on Sundays and watch football more often, and then whoever could just wear the belt or bring the belt like a
Sure.
WWE wrestler. But I like Ben's idea of being able to drink out of it. Um, and I like the ability to put like your name on it or whatever
Sure.
as a little placard. I know you could probably do the same with um, a belt, maybe, but I'm a bigger fan of the trophy.
So I know with me, I'm torn. So first the helmet. I love the concept of the helmet. It's different. It's interesting. I think for me though with the helmet, I think I want to see that in like the fourth or fifth league reset.
Mm.
So whenever we get together for a league and everybody's bringing their trophies and we got somebody wearing the helmet and it's like yeah over the years you probably have gotten CTE or whatnot for how mad you've gotten at fantasy football. Maybe that'll be the one that Andrew wins. Who knows? Well, look who's there. We got an adult podcast and we got kids on this show.
Good night.
I wanted to.
You want to say hi to Mitch?
How are you?
Say go Chiefs. Say it.
Let's say go
She
Chiefs.
can't hear it.
Oh,
She
okay.
can't hear you. He asked how you were doing. Good. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, go ahead.
So, Steve, if you need to walk away for a little bit, that's okay.
No,
Um,
you're fine.
but with yeah, I think the helmet. I think it'd be really cool to do in a few league resets down the road. I think my preference is still a belt over a trophy if
Mm,
I had to pick today. But man, a trophy's right there. Like I won't be upset if we pick a trophy. The when it
yeah.
comes to the design, the idea of the cup on top of it, it's interesting. We'll have to figure out a design. Like if it's one of those, if the league is passionate, like we want a cup on the top of the trophy at some capacity, I bet we could find a way.
Right.
Cameron did an amazing job with the belt. I'm gonna leverage him again this year to help me figure out. Let's say if we do a trophy, it might be that I take lead, and then he's helping, or he might be like, Mitch, I want it. Let me take lead on this. And if he wants that
Mm,
responsibility again, I'm gonna let him have it because he did such a good time or good job with the belt. So,
right.
um, but yeah, just so you all know that is coming. Poll, let's talk about it. And honestly, with how much people have been talking more in sleeper, I kind of had a decision earlier this year that we use Discord. I think I'll put that poll in sleeper. I think the chat in there has been going fine.
Hmm.
So we will do that. Um,
I think you could, as far as the whole belt trophy, whatever, you could just rotate. I know it's going to be a long rotation, but
well,
I don't know.
I think every time because who knows? Maybe after we reset, there's a whole new idea. Uh,
Well, Mike didn't have the belt when he at our draft, right?
he forgot to bring it. I think.
If
Dude,
you think that
I would have
if I
brought it.
win,
I would have brought it.
if I win, do you think there's any chance that I wouldn't have wore it the
No,
entire time?
you would have wore it. You would have wore it, and I would expect nothing less. If I won that thing, I'm wearing it.
That's why we
It's
haven't won it, just because
I
we would
know.
appreciate it too much. Or you have, but
Oh,
did you?
I never won the belt. I won the
No.
league before we went to a keeper. But
Okay.
I've never won the belt. I could argue I should have. I won't get into that. I had a championship game taken away from me, but this this is why you don't get so invested in fantasy football that it ruins your day. Root for your
I don't
team.
know. I lost this last week, and well, the Chiefs won. I didn't get to watch that because I go to bed too soon. But yeah.
You know, uh, I'm gonna bring up this topic because somebody at work was asking me. They're like, "How do you pay attention to your team, fantasy football, and all this?" Because I started my own league,
Mm.
and they're like, "How do you determine what you're happy with?" Because it sounds like no matter what, you're gonna be upset with something. I said, "Well, so because of that, I created a happiness scale, a football happiness scale." Millie is gonna start laughing at me here in a moment, but hear me out. Hear me out. So think of a scale of 1 to 20, okay? Depending on what it is, things are weighted differently. With me, so Eagles winning or losing, that's 15 points or 0 points. Right there. That is 75% of my joy for the weekend. If Eagles win, everything else rib cages it, it's fine. It's fine. Eagles win. If the Eagles lose, so if the Eagles lose but everything else goes well, it's like, did I have a bad weekend? Yeah, the Eagles lost, but at least my fantasy team did all right. It's like, no, I didn't have a great weekend, but it's okay. My team's is okay. So the other 5 points. So it's about 3 points in the fantasy, and that's spread. I don't want to say evenly. I mean, between all my leagues, things are weighted a little bit differently, but probably 3 points out of 20 is weighted for fantasy for me. Very little, and then 2 points is Cowboys winning or losing. 'Cause I just get giddy. If they lose, I get a little giddy. It gives me a little something. Um, and sometimes that's what saves me from having a terrible weekend. If I do bad in fantasy, Eagles lose. If Cowboys win, I'm like, oh. No, I'm not happy about it. But as long as Cowboys lose, I'll be
Well,
like, at least they
0 out
lost.
of 20.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
but that's my happiness scale whenever it comes to football. Like it's my Eagles. They are my joy for the weekend. So, fantasy. No, it's never fun to lose, but that's so unpredictable and yeah,
Right.
I mean, it's nature of the beast. So, if any of you guys watching this podcast want to share your happiness scale, please put so in chat. I'd be curious to see someone like Orslin. And I'd almost want to ask Josie, like, what's his football happiness scale out of 20? If you had to weight what everything was. And she'd probably be like, everything's 20, Mitch. Everything's 20. He can't split it up. He's either happy or miserable.
Yep. Yep. Well, he's got a score out of 70 because he's got 6 teams that he likes.
you know,
And the Bengals aren't doing well. Packers lost last week to the Browns. Last week was not a good week.
oh,
And I think he lost last week. He lost also, I think.
no, he's
So,
still undefeated in this
oh, never
league.
mind.
So, no, and I talked with Andrew about that Cleveland game,
Oh.
and he mentioned to me, he's like, so our friend Brian Markovich, you know him. He's like, I guess him and Brian were
Mhm.
talking. He's like, it's a trap game. He's like, the Packers are always good for one terrible loss, and this would be the one that they would do it. Andrew made the comment. He's like, it's stupid, but they always do it once. And going back, at least in my memory, I think he's right with that. I think the Packers every year they do lose a game. I'm like, what? Like that's okay. Yeah, maybe they're not that good. So, and Andrew would know. I mean, being a Packers fan. So, but if they got that loss out of the way and they're all that because they're a very capable team.
Right.
But
I was thinking last week that him and Ben played when Ben scored a bunch of points, but I was mistaken, clearly.
so, um, all right, Steve. I've shared on this podcast my Super Bowl prediction. Eagles and Chiefs. We're gonna have the rematch. I'm sticking to it. I still think the Chiefs are going to make it to Super Bowl. They're going to get into the playoffs, probably as a wild card seed at this point in time, but they will still do it. Um, I have, I mean, I'm just going to stick to it. Eagles will take care of business when it's all said and done, but we will have the Super Bowl rematch. That is my prediction. Sticking to it. What is yours?
Chiefs Lions.
Okay.
I think the Chiefs. I don't know. Dang, they better win this week because they play the Lions week 6, I think.
Yeah.
If they go 2-4 before Rasheed Rice is back, it's not going to be good. But
They'll still make the playoffs.
yeah, I think they will. And thankfully for that 7th seed now, I think they still make the playoffs. And I think that if they can have Rasheed Rice and Worthy and everybody else decently healthy, I think they can easily make a run because their defense is playing great. I think they got mollywopped a little bit or got caught on their heels by the Chargers. I think they can still go toe to toe with a lot of teams.
Yeah.
If they're, clearly, if anybody's healthy, the top teams are still going to be able to any
Sure.
given Sunday.
Sure.
The Lions, I don't think if the Lions play their best game, I don't think the Eagles can keep up because I think they're similar teams, but I think the Lions Are
Yeah,
just a little bit better.
I
They
so
got more options.
the with the Lions. So the main reason I have them in my top three, one, they did have one loss on the season, and to me, I'm still really curious about that. Going into this year, we were really curious about how they would respond having a new offensive and defensive coordinator. Let's say
Mhm.
we get through this week and next week, they're still playing at a high level consistently. I think it's fair to say. I think if people want to argue like Lions are just the better team, I think that's fair to say. Last year when the Eagles and Lions played each other, no, the Eagles and Lions didn't play each other in playoffs. Lions played the Commanders. Lions were riddled with injuries, and
Mhm.
I mean you can only do so much with that, right? So I would argue because last week I was saying it's going to be Eagles and Packers. It'll be Eagles or Packers coming out of the NFC. If Lions do keep doing what they're doing, if they dismiss the concerns like we're doing just fine on offense. We're doing just fine on defense. Dan Campbell, like he has this under control, uh, and they're just as explosive as ever. It'll be either
Mhm.
Eagles or Lions, and I won't want to play the Lions. They were looking like a really, really good team. So if they keep doing what they're doing, I think that's a fair thing to say that the Lions are going to go to Super Bowl.
They just got a great team.
They do. They do.
As long as they as long as they don't play outdoors when it's cold. So if the Eagles still have like home field advantage over them,
Oh yeah.
it's gonna be a lot harder. If they if they play in Detroit, oh,
It'll be a
that'd
tough
be
place to play. I think Eagles will be able to
yeah.
travel better than the Lions, but I
Well,
mean
yeah.
Eagles. Yeah, I wouldn't want to play there in the playoffs. I'd rather play in Philly.
Mhm.
Give me that cold
Right,
weather.
right.
So, um, but okay, I got two more things. So, and sorry, I keep adding some of these things. We're gonna let's talk real quick. Chiefs and Ravens. Who do you got winning this week? Be as biased as you want,
Um,
but give me your fair opinion.
fair opinion, Chiefs Chiefs 21-20. That's I think they can I think they play the Ravens well every time they play them. It's a lot more defensive than uh, the line. It's just low scoring, which irks me because I just constantly look back to 2018, 2019, 2020,
Oh yeah.
and the last few years with Mahomes. And I get it. Teams have been playing every time they play the Chiefs, it's like Super Bowl. It doesn't matter if it's the Jaguars or the Ravens.
Yeah.
It's just a tough game. Um, and I think the Eagles are starting to get that now. Just you win a Super Bowl, and then everybody says
Oh, they're out to get you.
this is the week that we got to that we got to
Hmm.
bring our A game. Um, I think the Chiefs showed because I think the Eagles and the Ravens are very similar teams. Um, and the Chiefs kept the Eagles to the Chiefs should have won that game.
Oh,
You
if
know,
they didn't turn the ball over twice,
whatever.
they would have.
Yeah, I mean, it would have been just a different. The margins would have been a lot smaller,
Hmm.
even though they were small.
Yep.
I think especially it's in Kansas City.
It is in
Yeah,
Kansas City.
yeah. I think the defense shows up again, and the offense can do just enough to get out of that game with a win. So
So here's what I'm going to say. I'll be quick about this. The low scoring, high scoring, it could be either one. Chiefs will win by one possession because Lamar Jackson's allergic to winning against playoff caliber teams. I'm sticking
Yeah.
to it. It's nope. Not gonna apologize. Not gonna apologize. So, all right, my last topic, and this one's gonna be fun, and I'm gonna give you a chance to think for about 25 to 30 seconds. I'm gonna have to do this too. It kind of hit me whenever we're talking about Andrew and how he has 6 teams. So, if you had to pick a second team today, knowing that you can change it any given year, okay? So just worry about like if you had to pick a second team for this year only, who would it be?
The Lions.
The Lions?
Yeah, I like Dan Campbell. Uh, I mean, clearly they're just really good, but um, even before, I guess I used to like the Steelers a decent amount just because I liked how defensive they were.
Yeah.
I just like that hard nosed uh, football. But I'm not gonna pick anybody from the AFC because no, it would be the Lions. I just like them.
So I know.
And like I said, I like the energy Dan Campbell brings.
Yeah. Uh, I would like to say I'd pick an AFC team. I just struggle. Before like last year, I would have told you the Texans. Um, I think I'm gonna have to stick within the NFC. I'm not gonna say the Lions. However, if the Eagles don't go, I'll be more than happy to root for the Lions. Like I think the
Hmm.
perfect Super Bowl that would be like a non-biased. Like I think the NFL just fans in general would enjoy is a Bills Lions Super Bowl. Um, but I think if I had to pick a second team, honestly, it's the Buccaneers, and it's because of Baker Mayfield.
Mm.
So, with that said, I hope they get crushed this week. I promise on my happiness scale, I'll still hit 0 if the Eagles lose to them. So,
Yeah. If the Lions and Bills were in the Super Bowl, you would think that I was a lifetime Lions fan. But that's just because of my uh, affinity towards the Chiefs that I
that
don't
I
like.
get. That
I
that
don't
I
like the Bills because of
Oh, I get it.
my fandom for the Chiefs. So
I don't like the 49ers. I'm not a big fan of the Packers either. I prefer the Packers over the 49ers, but I get it. There's just
yeah.
some teams in the NFC like I hate them. I don't. I yeah. I don't care for them. Buccaneers. And with that said, the Buccaneers tend to be the Eagles' kryptonite, whether it's the regular season or the playoffs. The year that after the Eagles lost the Super Bowl to the Chiefs, well, they made it to the playoffs. At this point in time, they were doing
Hmm.
terrible, and they lost to the Buccaneers. At that point in time, Eagles had no business being in the playoffs. They weren't playing like a playoff caliber team, so be it.
Right.
But yeah, but no, 49ers, I'm not a fan. Not a fan of the 49ers. Not a
Hmm.
fan of the Rams either. I respect them, and then don't get me started on NFC East teams, but that's the same way with the Chiefs division for you. So,
Right.
but all right, Steve, we did it. We got through an episode, and it's not the longest episode of the season, but man, we hit a long one.
Yeah. I kept
But
looking at my watch. I'm like, ooh.
yeah, no, it's all good. It's all good. To be fair, we got through matchups a lot quicker this week than we have in past weeks. I just had a lot of extra topics for you and I to talk about, and I kept thinking of some too. So,
Right.
but
Yeah, we were going through matchups and I was like, all right, you don't have to look at every single little player.
yeah.
So,
So, well, Steve, thanks for being on this week.
yeah.
Well, I'll have you on again sometime soon, and then for the rest of y'all, as always, if you like what you see, like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see y'all next week. Peace.